Just into our newsroom tonight, police at Washington State University are investigating a death on the WSU campus in Pullman. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. According to WSU police, they responded just after 3 this afternoon to an unconscious person call at the west doors of the Compton Union building, also known as the Cub. When they arrived, they found a 39-year-old man unconscious and unresponsive. First responders weren't able to revive the man. WSU police are working with the Whitman County Coroner's Office on this investigation. According to Police Chief Gary Jenkins, it doesn't appear to be a suspicious death, and they don't believe the victim is associated with the school. Officials say there's no active threat at this time. This is a developing story, and we'll continue to bring you more updates as we learn them. Tonight, a man is in jail after beating an elderly woman and going on a violent crime spree in Mead. Now, sheriff deputies believe the 28-year-old Robert Kelly is connected to other crimes. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk joining us now and showing the dramatic video the sheriff's office released today. Kyle.
Well, and we want to warn our viewers, this video is disturbing and hard to watch. The sheriff's office shared it with us because deputies believe there could be other victims in cases that have not yet come forward. After hearing a knock at the door, an employee inside this business in Mead goes to see who's there. Moments later, the woman in her early 70s is knocked to the ground. Deputies say the man standing above her is 28-year-old Robert Kelly. He demands the victim's keys and punches her in the face several times. The woman continues to yell at Kelly, asking him to leave. She's shoved to the ground once again. Kelly then apologizes. On his way out, he asks the victim if he can take a snack with him.
No! You can have one of those, leave. No.
He then uses the sleeve of his coat to open the door, trying not to leave any fingerprints behind. As sheriff's deputies get to the business on North Market Street, they learn someone just stole a truck up the road and rammed a witness who was following behind in their car. Deputies say they found Kelly in the stolen truck but did not pursue as he drove into oncoming lanes at high speeds. The truck was later found in an alley, but no sign of Kelly. Then, 3 days later, on February 16th, Kelly is arrested after Spokane police say he tried to carjack a man downtown. Seeing coverage of his arrest, the owner of the business in Mead reached out to deputies, saying Kelly looked like the same person who attacked the employee. Deputies agreed when they compared his mugshot. Kelly refused to answer questions behind bars, but detectives noted his speech pattern and tone were similar to the suspect in the video. Kelly is now facing even more felony charges, including robbery, assault, and vehicle theft. Kelly is a 4-time convicted felon. His bond has been set at $550,000. In the studio, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you so much. We also have new details tonight about the body found in Elk this morning that eventually led to a SWAT standoff. Spokane police say the body belonged to a man reported missing the day before by his girlfriend. Major Crimes discovered a nearby house was connected to the death and called on SWAT to surround it. Authorities arrested 47-year-old Jason Jones at the house, as well as a second suspect, 28-year-old Chandler Andrews in North Spokane. Both have been booked in the Spokane County Jail for second-degree murder.
We're hoping to begin demolition just as quickly as possible and definitely would like to see it come down this semester.
Police tape still circles the scene, but the King Road home in Moscow, where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered, will soon be torn down. That's according to the University of Idaho, who now owns the property after the previous owner donated it. The university hopes the property will be leveled by spring. Well, a freezing cold week here in the inland Northwest, but it looks like we might have made it to the other side. Let's check in now with meteorologist Michelle Boss for a look at your weekend forecast.
Yeah, it's always interesting when I'm talking about temperatures in the teens as a warm-up, but that's actually the case. We are in the double digits right now and should stay that way overnight as we start to see some warmer air work its way in for the weekend. Not A lot of warm air, but better than where we've been. 17 degrees right now in Spokane. It's 12 in Deer Park, 14 in Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, and in the upper teens in Moses Lake in Ritzville, and even into the 20s right now in Lewiston. But our warmer temperatures are not going to come without more active weather. We've got some potentially heavy snow on the way for the Cascades Saturday night into Sunday night. Winter weather advisories are posted there. 12 to 18 inches possible across Stevens Pass, along with some wind. Snow Quality, we'll see slightly less snow there. We're going to see some accumulating snow, a couple of inches on Sunday, but it shouldn't be too bad. We're looking at partly cloudy skies out there right now. Should actually see a fair amount of sunshine tomorrow before the storm system moves in. Lows should stay in the teens. Highs tomorrow in the mid-30s with sunshine, and then light snow on the way for Sunday with a high of 35.
It's been 1 year today since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, triggering the deadliest conflict in Europe since World War II. A ceremony held in Kyiv today marked the somber occasion. Ukraine's president called the Russian invasion the longest day of our lives and promised to continue to push for victory as the war enters its second year. In the meantime, President Biden stopped in Poland this week discussing the U.S.'s continued aid. A new round of sanctions against Russia will include a 200% tariff on aluminum. The former South Carolina attorney charged with the 2021 murders of his wife and son spent the second day on the witness stand, facing hours of cross-examination. Today, he acknowledged stating the lie in his first interview with police, blaming paranoid thinking. The prosecution took Murdaugh through a minute-by-minute timeline of his activities the night of the murders, suggesting he was busy creating an alibi.
I never manufactured any alibi in any way, shape, or form because I did not and would not hurt my wife and my child.
Alex Murdaugh also talked about his struggle with opioid addiction. The case is likely to go to the jury next week, with Murdaugh facing 30 years to life in prison if convicted. In Northwest News tonight, the body of one of the Avalanche victims who died on Kolchak Peak Sunday has been recovered. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says the weather was finally safe enough for them to launch a helicopter. They found and retrieved the body of Sung Cho, a Korean man living in Connecticut. They were not able to find the other two victims from the air. 3 other people managed to survive the avalanche. The entire climbing party was from out of state. Let's go now to Night Beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Detectives with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office arrested 3 people with guns and narcotics following 2 separate traffic stops this week. During one traffic stop, detectives seized more than a pound of methamphetamine, along with other drugs, and a 9mm handgun. In the second stop, detectives seized about 450 counterfeit fentanyl pills, as well as heroin, methamphetamine, and a loaded handgun. Nearly 1 week after WashDOT removed the Magnolia Street pedestrian bridge, the agency's inviting the public to give their feedback on a new proposed pedestrian route. The open house is this Wednesday, March 1st, from 5:30 to 7 in the evening at Scott Elementary School. The bridge was originally supposed to be replaced with the north-south corridor, but instead ended up being taken down because of damage and structural problems found earlier this year. And a happy update to a story that caught some national attention this week. The cat that crashed a Liberty Lake City Council meeting is now on her way back home. Today, the cat's owner's friend picked up Frodo after being away from her owner for days. During the public comment period of the meeting, Frodo voiced her opinions, too, from the best seat in the house, which turned out to be from the ceiling.
The lady, Allie at Scrap, said, "Have you watched the news lately?" I go, "No, I'm out of town." She goes, "Well, I think we found your cat." I'm very grateful for the neighborhood and the community and the people that really care.
Happy to see a reunion. Frodo's owner actually lives in Montana, where they will be soon reunited. Some might say this was a perfect ending to this story. And that was your Night Beat. Text the word night to 509-448-2000 to learn more about any of these stories. We'll send them right to your phone. Well, it has been nearly 6 months since Spokane civil rights activist Sandy Williams died in a small plane crash in western Washington. She'll forever be remembered as a pioneer and the voice for many here in the Inland Northwest.
I knew everything that Sandy did, but I didn't. I think I said at one of the services, I'm very aware of what she accomplished, but I wasn't as aware of all the people's lives that she touched.
Be sure to join KREM 2 next week as we take a look back at Sandy's life and the legacy that she left behind. Join us on Tuesday, February 28th at 6:30 for Sandy's story, celebrating a civil rights activist.